Hello all, welcome to the program Know Your Government by Ekam IAS, an initiative where a government scheme is picked upon, elaborated on its content and is followed by a question which is in line with the UPSC pattern. Today we will look into a scheme which is known as Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Kaushal Vikas Yojana is a program which is launched by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is the nodal ministry which is spearheading this program. The objective of this program is, this is basically a skill certification scheme. This is basically a skill certification scheme to enable a large number of Indian youth to take up industry relevant skill training that will help them in securing a better livelihood. So especially to ensure that those Indian youth which are out of the formal skill training mechanism, for them to carry on their life in a better manner through two ways. One is to giving them or helping them to acquire relevant skills, as well as giving a certification which is associated with the attainment of those skills is one of the key objective of this program. Say for example, a plumber. A person might be extremely good with the plumbing skills and he would have that. But for him to get a job, especially in abroad or probably in other standard sector institutions, he may lack a certificate for that. So that kind of skill bridging gap is something which has been also taken care by this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. This was a program which was launched in 2015 and this is implemented by NSDC, that is National Skills Development Corporation. National Skills Development Corporation, which is under the guidance of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, is the nodal agency which has been implementing this program. Then, individuals with prior learning experience or skills will also be assessed and certified under recognition of prior learning. So, understand one key component in this initiative which is known as RPL or recognition of prior learning. That would mean that suppose in a person who is having a relevant skill in one particular area, but unfortunately he may not have a standard certification to show under that. So probably getting him also into the system and ensuring that he is also given the proper certification after the proper assessments is also something which has been included under the scheme, and that is the idea of recognition of prior learning. Prior learning which a person has been possessing, recognizing that is also included under the scheme. The key components of the scheme include, so what are all the key components? First one is something which is known as a short-term training. Second one is special projects. Third one is recognition of prior learning. Short-term training, special projects, recognition of prior learning, Kaushal and Rozgar Mela, placement assistance, continuous monitoring, and also an element of branding which is known as the standard branding and communication. So these are the 7 components which has been mainly coming under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Now, what would this short-term training basically refers to? The short-term training imparted at Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana training centers is expected to benefit candidates of Indian nationality who are either school or college dropouts or unemployed. There can be many citizens who have been into the system of our education, but because of experience or some reason they have been dropping out. So for them, giving them a short-term training. How? Provided training according to the National Skills Quantification Framework. So there is a proper structured training pedagogy and methodology which has been described under NSQF. So in that one, imparting that kind of training to these target segments of people is something which has been happening under this one. Second thing is, apart from that, also imparting training in soft skills, entrepreneurship also, and this duration of training, it can vary from 150 to 300 hours depending upon the area or the skill which they are going to get imparted to. So within a span of 150 to 300 hours, giving trainings to the target people is one of the key objective of the short-term training component under PMKVY. Now, next one is special projects. So, special projects is an initiative where to encourage training in vulnerable and marginalized groups of the society. So, picking up the vulnerable and marginalized group of the society and focus training approach to them is something which has been included in this one. And second thing is to encourage training in special areas, in the premises like government bodies, corporates, industry bodies, etc. So that the people are getting an avenue to go into these systems and learn is also something which is included under the special projects initiative of Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Now, recognition of prior learning is something which we have already discussed, that is to assess and certify an individual who is already skilled in a particular job role or trade is something which is known as the idea of recognition of prior learning, and these people are certified with a grade according to the National Skills Qualification Framework. So depending upon the standard criteria which has been set up in NSQF, identifying and assessing which has been possessed by the people and giving them a certification mechanism by recognizing their prior learnings which they had is the idea of RPL under this initiative. Now, Kaushal and Rozgar Mela, what would it basically mean? It would mean to ensure that the training institutes which are made to partner under this initiative, it is their responsibility to ensure that the people whom they have trained are also given an avenue wherein which they can get jobs. So the training institutes are supposed to conduct this Kaushal and Rozgar Mela every 6 months with press or media coverage, and that should include companies or corporations or other institutes which can absorb these trained candidates by giving them employment. That is the key idea of Kaushal and Rozgar Mela. One key strategic thing which the government have done is, part of the training partner payment structure is linked to the placement. That is, it is important for the training partner to place at least 50% of the batch under this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, so that they are also getting the payment back from the government as well. The Rozgar Mela must have a presence of at least 4 companies. So imagine the larger chunk of benefit which is going to give to people. One particular training area or training partner is going to organize this one in support with the companies in one district or in one state, means probably at a larger chunk this is going to benefit crores of people across our nation. Then, there is also an idea which is known as the idea of mobilization under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. What would it mean? It would mean, in general, to spread awareness about the program to more people, identifying the suitable beneficiaries who can come and get trained under this program. Third one is to counseling these identified beneficiaries so that they come and join this program, so that they are being clearly told about the benefits which they are going to get once they are enrolling into this program. Last but not least is to making a hand-in-hand approach between Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana and other key government initiatives like the Startup India and other entrepreneurship programs, etc. so that the people who are trained under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana are also absorbed into this. So understand this idea of mobilization, where that is all about spreading the idea of this one to a larger chunk of people. Now, the monitoring means that there is also a proper systematically designed monitoring mechanisms to ensure that the people who are being getting trained under the system are also being placed and also they are being given proper quality training. Now, the self-audit reporting, validations, surprise visits and monitoring through skill development management system. So these are all some mechanisms that the government have put in place to ensure that it can be a surprise visit by the officials to the training centers. Now, second thing is regarding a self-auditing part. So all those things would ensure that the quality of training which the people are getting are really in par. Now, standard branding and communication means it is the responsibility of the training institutes to brand and publish awareness about this program to a larger set of audience as well. Now, there are also some terms which we need to understand with respect to this one. That is something which is known as sector skill councils. Sector skills council means the key agency which has been implementing this program is the NSDC, and for a particular sector they have identified a group of body, that is they are set up as autonomous industry-led bodies by NSDC. Say for example, a decision regarding agricultural sector related aspects will be taken by Agriculture Sector Skill Council of India. So these are all just some of the samples which has been, some of the samples of sector council which has been included under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So the crux is the sector skills council. They are actually acting as an autonomous body. They would be able to take a bigger decision regarding the skill developmental part under a particular sector. Now, some of the sample examples could be handicraft and carpet sectors skill council, Indian iron and steel sector skills council, now infrastructure equipment skill council, etc. These are all some examples which I have also put to ensure that this is giving a broader comprehensive coverage to you. Now, other key aspects which we need to understand regarding Kaushal Vikas Yojana is an element of assessments in it. That is, when a person have joined for a training program, he would be given a certificate after the completion of a proper assessment mechanism which is being included under this one. Next thing is regarding the inclusion of biometric attendance system. Biometric attendance system means, again, that is with the advanced use of technologies that the attendance of people are also captured, so that there is a proper traction of how it has been going on is also included under the scheme. Now, there is also something which is known as training of assessors program. Training of assessors program. That basically means that once a person has been trained by a particular training institute, his assessments will be done by a separate entity or by a separate agency. So, training up those people who are doing the assessment part, so that a training of assessors model for new assessors which covers both orientation and assessment on domain skills and the skills which they need to assess within a period of a 6 day once a training or an assessment partner enrolls is the idea of training of assessor program under this initiative. I'll repeat it once more. That is an initiative where the people who are doing the assessments are given an orientation about the program, the domain skills which they need to take care, as well as an overall idea about what they need to get done under this initiative. Last is skill certificates through DigiLocker. We all would know about the initiative of DigiLocker, wherein which it is an online mechanism where the certificates can be kept in a good and safe custody. So the certificate which the people are getting under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, there is also an option. This certificate could be stored under or it has been integrated hand in hand with the DigiLocker system as well. Recently, one key initiative was the Kaushal Bima under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Kaushal Bima, an element of an insurance component as well. So what this means is that a person who has been trained under this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, this provides a coverage to the candidate who are skilled through this NSDC under this program, a sum insured of rupees 2 lakhs. Sum insured of rupees 2 lakhs for accidental death or permanent or total disablement of the person. And that is for a period of 3 years since the start of this insurance aspect. Suppose a person has been trained under this one, and within a period of 3 years, if he or she has to face either an accidental death or some sort of permanent disability, the insurance part regarding that is also now covered with a sum assured of maximum 2 lakh rupees bracket is again one of the recent happenings under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, and this is for the candidates who are being certified after 31/3/2018. With this background, we will see a question based on this. With reference to Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which of the statements given below is or are correct? First one, this is implemented by the National Skills Developmental Corporation, NSDC. Yes, we have seen that is a correct part regarding this scheme. Second one is, this is a skill certification scheme enabling a large number of Indian youth to take up industry relevant skill training. Yes, that is again one of the key objective of this program. So statement 1 is right as well as statement 2 is right. So which is giving the final answer to us as C, both 1 and 2. Thank you so much.